Hmm. Okay. This painting. What the fuck is this painting called? This painting is called Exceso Azucares, and it's inspired by Andy Warhol and a trip I took to Mexico. I just thought it was really interesting. In Mexico, they put all these labels on all the food that tells people if it has excess calories, excess sodium, excess sugar, and it completely obscures, or not obscure, it completely, they make, what they fucking do. They made the companies put their logo much smaller and underneath these big warning labels, which I thought was really interesting because a company like Coke was probably shitting themselves when the government decided to do this, because branding is so huge. And this, I mean, it made me think twice about some of the shit that I was buying, like hot dogs and stuff that I would normally just pick off the shelf and just go eat and not think twice about it. But when you see this big warning label, it makes you think twice about it. And I wonder about how well it works, and I think that the US should do something similar. And that's why I've blacked out the Coca-Cola logo, because this is like a classic Andy Warhol, but in his, he painted the Coca-Cola logo, but I wanted to obscure it. And then also it's painted over this Marilyn Monroe painting. Is that right side up? It's painted over this Marilyn Monroe painting. I don't know if you can see that, but I painted Marilyn Monroe under it a while ago, and I think it's interesting how it's like she's fading into obscurity, and I think it's interesting because she's like fading into obscurity, and all these things like the Coke logo is, I don't know, it's not fading into it's interesting because she's like a classic Andy Warhol thing, a classic marker. It's interesting because she's kind of fading into obscurity, and she's a classic Andy Warhol trope, and another classic Andy Warhol is the Coca-Cola bottle and everything, and that's also kind of being forced into obscurity. It's interesting because the branding is so strong. And that's my painting, and it's going for $100.